Hello guys, welcome back. It's Christian from Emotions in Wine, or welcome if you're new. This is part 3 of the Croatian trip 2025. The part 2, the previous was the first introduction and talk about several Gurks. If you missed it, link below. The Gurk is the very famous grape and rare in Korčula Island in a small corner. Today, as promised, full episode about Bire, the most symbolic, the first winery who started some decades ago and very famous already. We start from the vineyards. As you can see, we went on the Fora vineyard on the high slope rocky.
These terraces are here for centuries.
Ah, really?
Yeah, so what we did is, before phylloxera, here was vines. Then after phylloxera, there were olive trees. Then we picked out olive trees and put again vines. And how we did it is that my father, so I was small, that was 2008, 9, I don't know. So we opened this is our traditional stone walls without concrete. We would remove one part of the boundary, go inside with the machinery, do the thing what they do, when they pulverize the rock, and then when they finish, they go out. We again assemble the stone wall again. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, salute.
Thank you for your welcoming. So, we are sitting here with Josip, the second brother of three.
Yes, middle child.
Sons of Frano,
Yeah.
and you are the winemaker, right?
Me and my father. Yeah.
So okay, he's still doing with you.
He always, in a sense, he does final decisions, always. So what I do, when I came from college, when you came from college, you think you know everything. Then we had a lot of arguments because I think my perception is the right one. Then my father thinks his perception is the right one. And then I figure out it's not efficient to have disputes when you make wine. Then what I do now is I do all the work. I make the wine, everything, but I always do suggestions, and I totally respect my father's decision. What he decides, that's how it needs to be, because still he carries the whole responsibility of the family and the winery. So, but I always remind him that time is on my side, and I'm very patient as a winemaker. So,
how old you are?
27.
Yeah, you have all the career ahead.
Yeah. Got a lot of time.
So, at the moment, you are one of the two biggest in this very small community because it's 100 hectares total or more.
Yeah, more or
and
less.
Wineries 10?
10, 11. Now also there are a lot of young people are also starting.
Can be increased plantations or not much?
The thing is here that we are very limited by space.
The village here, sandy soils is very, so mostly is the hill, the fora where we were before.
Yeah, it's almost
still small also there.
No vines, because it's very hard to build a vineyard like that up.
Yes, or rocky.
Yeah, it's very, very hard.
So let's start to talk about the Gurk, which is the symbol wine, and also in your case the biggest production, right?
Yeah, it's 80% of our production.
Then you have a bit of the single vineyard,
yes,
Gurk, then a bit of rosé from Plavacmali, and then the red Plavacmali.
And a little bit of sparkling also.
Yeah, bravo.
Yeah. But again, it's from Plavac. So 80% of production is Gurk. From that 80%, only 10% is the Fora. And the rest, the 20% of Plavac, it's divided into sparkling rosé, still rosé, and red. The most of the production of our Plavac, it's still rosé, then it's classical red, and the small production is sparkling. And
and all the Plavac is because of the pollination.
Yeah.
So it's 20% of the vineyards, basically.
Yes,
but so that's why we have 20% and 80%.
Yes, because each vineyard is 80% Gurk, 20% Plavac, and it's always in a fixed manner. What is 4 to 5 rows of Gurk, then one of Plavac, and that's how we plant our vineyards. Also, most of the pollination is done by wind mostly. Because
Sorry,
by wind.
Okay, yes.
Because it's a very windy.
Windy, yes.
Yeah, we have so much luck because of that wind, because the air is always circulating, and it's
Healthy also.
it's harder to humidity to stay in one place to develop fungal diseases. So we have here
Little water and little humidity and a lot of wind. So for me, it's a magic. After last year, as the followers of the channel know, we came here. Now we are making a proper video. And I said already that for me, this is the heart of Croatian wine. I know well Istria, but Pošip, Krk, and Plava Smalj in particular in Pelješac, so Dingač, Postup, are another category. I think it's the terroir making it so special.
Yeah, so what is good, I think, in Dalmatian winemaking, we are very small. We have small production, but we are very focused on quality.
Top quality.
Yeah, because we know that with quantity we cannot compete, but we can compete with quality, 100%.
I agree. But here in particular.
Yeah. We have very big luck to be. I feel very privileged to be born in a place like this with a variety as it is, and also the climate. It makes our life much more easier. We have very few, in a sense, bad years. In 10, 15 years, you have one, in a sense, challenging year that is more humidity and so. But the rest of it, you have, in a sense, in 10 years, 2 superb years. The rest is textbook years.
So even when it's very hot, like could be this year, or maybe more than hot, dry, because now the rain is these days is wonderful temperature. But last year was also hot and dry, right?
Last year was very strange year, because it was very dry during vegetation period.
But then was some
and
rain
then
later.
it was rain when it was harvest. So we managed the year because we did selection of grapes in the vineyard. What was not to our standards, it stayed in the vineyard. We had 30% more yield last year, but we cut 30-40% of the yield off.
Then, as I remember from last year, is a blend from the different soils and locations. That also helps, I think.
This is
with
for
the
us.
conditions.
For us, this is the most important thing in winemaking. Is not. I think blending is the art of making wine, because if we put all of the grapes in one batch, make one wine, it's very one way. It's very sterile in a sense. But what we do is, so after I finished college, I made a laboratory. Now I have all the analysis at the premise. So what we do is, when it's harvest, when we think it will be harvest, I go in the vineyard and I take samples in the beginning, middle, end of the row, every second row, in the whole block. Then I squeeze the berries, filter the juice, measure total pH, pH, total acidity, and total sugar, and then based on that, for different styles from different vineyards, we then decide to harvest, because harvest is the most important time of the year, in a sense, and this is what makes 80% of the wine, because then we, in a sense, have individual vinification of each vineyard, and when the wine is totally done, then we do the blend in different ratios, and with that you can create the wine, and you have also more control about quality and style during vintages, because then how the vintage changes, we always change the ratio of the blend.
Like the concept of cuvée for the champagne, no?
Yes, but the same grape,
yes, of course,
from the same year.
Yes, but the fact that you have more locations, because majority have only here sandy around the village.
Yes.
So they have only one condition, let's say. For you it's good, because that can help the fact that is the completely different soil exposure, higher altitude, so can change even.
It's totally
less
different
hot, So that helps a lot. But you have 2 locations or 3?
No, we have like major
Yes.
major positions are field, what is sand soil. Then we have fields, what is red soil. We have
So you mean the upper part of the village?
yeah. So you have there it's red soil fields. We have some in valleys.
Also.
Yeah, when you go to Korčula,
Okay,
you
I
can
remember,
you
yes.
see a valley.
Yes.
Also, we have
Okay.
down there. It's also red soil,
Yes. So
and the fora what is stone
rock,
and
limestone.
down
And the
is
red is red
terra
clay.
rossa. Yeah,
Red clay.
it's all rich
With
with iron. Yeah, and you have some positions where the soils overlaps. You have a mixture of red soil and sand soil somewhere, and it produces totally. I don't know if the consumer would see the difference, but me as a winemaker, I see big difference between the positions.
So these days we tried several because I wanted to dig more into Kirk.
Mhm.
I don't know because we just tried, we didn't have information. But yours is still the one giving something more.
That's I always say it's very subjective. Depends on
Taste the difference.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Someone prefer more vibrant, some prefer a bit bigger, but yours gives more in complexity.
This is because of the blend of different
for
vineyards.
sure. Then also probably you have different age of vines compared to others because some started recently, as I know. So maybe they have younger vines.
Yeah. Also, my father is one of the first winemakers that started to make wine here professionally, and it's not work. It's a way of life. So if you are really into that, you really understand, and you never do shortcuts in a sense. So you always do what is better for the wine. Doesn't matter if it's more time consuming, more in a sense more. It needs more energy, more time. It shows in the wine. That's 100%. I always say that. The more you are present when you make wine, it's very noticeable into the wine. Sometimes when I try different wines, I understand in a sense what the goal was with that wine. Here there is no goal. It's the process is the most important thing, and then the end wine is a byproduct of that.
Bravo. Yeah. Right approach. With a plan to expand the production, are you gonna keep a bit of library? Because I tried. She has still one bottle of this. 23. While I drank it in autumn and changed a lot. Was even petrol. Petrol notes.
Petrol. Yeah. It all Gurk is such
even
a
Posh, they told me, could have that.
Yeah, but it's very interesting variety because when it's young, it's very
Crisp.
Yeah,
Fresh.
It has a very similar nose to Sauvignon Blanc because
to me, no, still.
A little bit.
I don't consider it aromatic in that sense.
No, not too aromatic, but it has like a similar direction when it's young. Then after 1 year, the aromatic still it changes a little bit, but it's still that fruity, fresh aromatic. But on the body, it gets more round, more complex. And then how the wine ages, it gets more like a Riesling in a sense. Gets petroleum. It's on the first in the main spotlight is petroleum, and then on the edges is candied like orange peel, nuts, and also the color. Doesn't go into orange. It's like greenish orange. It's great.
Yes, the color also keeps very well. So I think the aging potential is good.
It's very good.
So that's why it would be nice to find some back vintages when you have more production.
Yeah, but you know what's the problem? My philosophy, the philosophy of my father is that the wine is made for drinking, not to keeping. And he always says that the keeping he does that for the consumer because he releases wine when it's ready to be drunk. So in the future, I will do 100%. I will do one like object, like a building, little building, where it will only be archived.
Still there. The mineral, the fresh acidity, still higher even than
Yeah.
before.
No, you know why? Because everything is harvest. We harvest a little bit earlier to keep the acidity and to have
All or some plots?
some plots go a little bit earlier, some plots a little bit later, because then we combine. You know, some position gives us more aromatic, more acidity, more freshness. Some of them gives us more structure. So you always need both, because our when we make wine, we want balance in wine. That's our most important thing. So balance.
100%.
Yeah.
So since we cannot try the Fora, which is the single vineyard where we were before on top.
Yeah.
So just a quick talk about it.
The Fora.
The location we saw, but mostly the difference in winemaking, and then you make it only, you said the upper part of the hill and every vintage or not?
Almost every vintage. So we do around 2,000 liters of.
Okay, not that small.
Yeah, but it's not that small.
Only one cask.
No. We do 2,000. Before we did 1,000. Now we do 2,000.
Okay, that is not bad. It's already.
It's okay quantity.
Few thousand bottles.
Yeah, it's
2,500.
Yeah, that's it's a good amount that the wine is visible. So what we do is the top of the position, a little bit of the slope. When we pick it, we do fermentation in wood, in big. It's a Garbellotto, Slavonia, 2,000 liters.
So it's Slavonian oak, but Italian.
Italian, yes.
Because I saw Garbellotto is famous.
A lot of almost 90% of our wood is Garbellotto. So we put fermentation in oak and also co-inoculation with malolactic bacteria. We do when the fermentation is done, we do the transfer, and then we put it back with fine lees. Then we do surlet for 1.5 years, and after that, we clear it, filtration, and bottle it. So, and then 1 year more bottle into the bottle. So now we sell 2022, and it's a completely different wine.
Yes,
completely different.
First of all, it's not the blend of the three locations.
No, it's a single vineyard. Yeah.
It's only the rocky limestone.
And it's harder to make it. Much more harder to make it.
That has lower yields naturally, right?
The thing is, when it's a single vineyard, you cannot play with the blend. So you have less intervention. But the position there is...
It's higher also, be cooler, so a bit more acidity on the limestone also.
Yeah, so the Fora... it's a beautiful vineyard. It produces beautiful wine, and the thing is that we play with oak, so it ferments in 2,000 liters, and then depends if the wine is asking more wood or less wood.
And you have also smaller.
Then we put 2,000 liters in 1,000 liter and 2 500s, and then we play.
Anyway, that kind of cask, no barrique style.
No.
No new oak.
No.
The touch is little.
Yeah, 90-95% of our oak is used oak. We don't like new oak in a sense because it's very easy to overcome the wine. Yeah, and when it overcomes the wine, then for my opinion, it's ruined. Yeah, it must be just a simple touch.
You don't need. It's a great wine.
Yeah. But if it was only in stainless steel, it would be different.
No, of course. But I mean, you don't need that big presence of oak.
No.
Because it's a great wine itself. So that needs to give just a touch. So the micro-oxygenation that helps in the evolution.
Yeah, this is the main.
And then a touch of spiciness that gives a bit more complexity. So it's a great wine. But the depth, the persistence of this one, even after trying the others, with more saying that the before was a bit tough because of the hot, Perfect.
Thank
Perfect.
you very much. Yeah, I like that. It's a fresh white wine, but it's very long. It stays. It's for me.
No skin contact here.
We do skin
Ah,
contact,
really?
but we
Few
do
hours.
cold maturation.
Yes.
Yeah, we done
Few hours.
few hours with enzymes, and then we
And
we do
the fora a bit longer or same.
same also cold maturation a
Few
little
hours.
bit, but the yeast is different, everything is different, and fermentation in oak,
And then slowly.
and then surely 1.5 year.
Great. The first question arising is
Color.
zero skin contact, just
Zero.
pressing,
Just pressing.
and so that's enough to get this very pale salmon color.
Yes. So we don't do maturation because Plavat it's a high tannic variety, and also
Yeah,
it
so
has
a lot
tannins
of
in the
color.
skin. So if we put put the juice on the skin, have maturation, even short maturation with it will extract some tannins, and then the rosé would be heavier. So
But even just the color get more, and already that, because I see every rosé that is pinkier has more, maybe nice fruit, but has more body. Rosé need to be Provence style. That is the
rosé
concept.
must be like a white wine. It must be fresh. It must be drinkable. Good acidity. I would say this is a wine that is mostly drink during summer. It's very light. It also doesn't eat any food or some light food, but this is a refreshing wine. So, and also when you have a rosé and the price is 12 euros.
12 euros.
And this this rosé is made from the plavats. Well, for us, it's not suitable to go into red.
So, the famous story of the rows of Gurk and then one row of Plavat.
From the
And
valley,
then each plant you see the quality level to decide if it's going for the red or the
yeah,
rosé.
mostly for
Or is the location?
yeah, it's mostly location.
Okay.
So from the valleys and the fields goes for the sparkling rosé and the still rosé, and for the hillside only for red, because
So, mostly the Plavat red is from
it's a
the
single
farm.
vineyard. It's a single vineyard, and the rest goes into rosé and sparkling because Plavats it has a variety characteristic. What makes it very good for making rosé, it has unevening ripening of the berries.
I didn't know this.
Yep. So you can have green berries, ripe berries, and overripe berries
There
on
is
the same
another
place.
one grape with this condition, I don't remember which one.
So it's harder for us from Plavas to make red, very good red. It's very hard. But for making rosé, we get the acidity from the percentage of the green berries.
Yes, makes sense.
And then the rosé is really good, really good. It's much more easier to make rosé than red from Plavas. Now I can say that I'm satisfied with all wines.
Good.
What we produce,
Good.
all. And this is a rare occasion when I'm very satisfied. I'm very hard to please, especially my father is also very hard to please. We have big privilege, so I have work what I love, what I will one day inherit. I have a house with 27 years that I don't need to think about, and
That is beating.
this is, what I, and then what do I need more? People always want more. What do I need more?
You see another one. I remember the video where Luka Krajancic said something like that. I said, he said, I don't need a big car, a big villa. I need a nice bottle of wine. My place. He likes to go to fishing, I guess, a boat. So this is the mentality they have here.
But he's young. He's young now.
Then even more, because younger usually they have more fancy thing. No, he's down to earth. He's fine with original things, simple, not which is not simple. It's still great quality.
What do you think about red?
completely different to last year. Now it's a serious red.
Yeah,
The
this.
smell first was a bit smoky. I don't know.
Hmm?
You guys?
So last year was an easy plavat, more on the fruit, like majority on the island, even if it's close to Pelishas, but I guess many things different, and majority of the plavats is on the sandy here. In fact, you said that now you do this only with the
Only the 4.
top hill on limestone. And how many bottles of this?
We do around, I think, 4, 5, 6,000.
Okay, it's a number.
It's not a lot, and that's why we are now focused on quality. So when it's harvest for red, when all the harvest for rosé, sparkling, and white is done, and the fora, then red is for the end, and I spend almost all my time on the red. I want to conquer the plavats. I wanted to conquer the plavats. I was not satisfied before with plavats, and then I heard, I talked with a lot of different winemakers. Also, because I have privilege that I have connections with people that I get distilled knowledge. I ask a question, immediate answer what I need, and so it's not my knowledge that produces that wine; it's a collective knowledge. So when we did plavats, I did all the time the listage, this, that, everything what it needs. So I was for 2 weeks, 4 or 5 times a day in the winery just because of the red, to watch, to see, and now I'm 100% satisfied.
And then now is a serious red.
It's not too heavy.
No, the
It's
color
not-
ready, so maceration, I guess, 10 days.
Sorry,
Maceration
cold maturation 2 days,
only.
2 days, and then fermentation for 10 to 12 days.
Yeah, but there are no more skin. Or
Sorry?
still with the skin.
Still with the skin.
Okay, so
but,
it's more than 10 days.
yeah, but no pressure. After fermentation, I don't press. No pressure.
So you just
Drain.
take,
Just drain.
so there is much less quantity then.
10 to 15% less quantity.
And aging, I would say big cask.
2 years, 10% French oak, 90% Croatian oak, French barrique, 90% tonneau, 500. And then 2 years after, we remove the wine, blend it, it goes into bigger oak, 2,000 liter barrels, Croatian oak, aging for 1 more year, and then into the bottle.
Okay, I've seen lately, doing my tasting video, few wineries doing this way of changing in 2 or 3 years, depending on even the disciplinary, from small to bigger, and then assembling all together. What is the result from this process?
They go in different oaks, they do their different thing. When they come back, they need time to adjust.
Okay, that is the concept usually that you blend together before bottling, in any case. But my point was more on the decision of having French barriques, and then at the end, the big cask, of course, is the final
Yeah.
assemblage. So,
French,
because the French gives you a touch that is new, or is also used?
it's used, and we introduce 5% new oak every
So
year.
then the French is to give a touch more.
Give complex aromatics and Croatian oak to round up the wine, because French oak is very aromatic. It gives you coconut, vanilla, and Croatian oak gives you more structure, and it's very, very subtle on the nose. That's why we put 90-10, and then altogether in big oak doesn't have any in a sense result, but it gives you micro oxidation that the wine matures more rapid, and then when you put it 1 year more, that it gets really round into the blend.
Elegant.
This
Complexity.
For me, this is now. I'm
You
very,
have
very satisfied.
The classic fruits. Actually, if you don't know now, you guess that is from Pelishas. while usually you see that they are different. Here, this can be from Belgium because you have that classic fruit, but then more complexity, some spicy.
And you see the tannins are on point. It's not too much, it's not too little. It gives you a feeling on product, but not too much.
So as you've seen, guys, amazing visit, very long. We stayed there 2-3 hours talking, tasting. He is very communicative. They are very focused. They are a wonderful family, as you may have understood, all of them. So he's really a symbol on the island. If you happen to go to Korčula, you must visit them. So a great thanks to Josip in particular, but to all the Bire family. Milina is the last name. Big thanks also to Montia, who did a great job in this video in particular for the filming. Thank you guys all. Like, subscribe, comment. I hope you enjoyed this special video. Follow us as much as possible. Help us grow. And salute.